Global and US financial markets are in complete disarray. What if I told you there was a guy who predicted all this mayhem before it even began and advised investors to liquidate their positions and then get on the sidelines for a few months? Stocks, crypto, and commodity markets are all experiencing violent swings. Oh no, it's not me. But I've discussed this subject before and forewarned my viewers of the coming financial anguish last month. Dr. Michael Burry foresaw all of this instability, and he has now begun alerting investors to his most recent predictions. In this video, we'll talk about why Michael Burry's predictions are so spot on, as well as what investors can do to weather this storm and emerge victorious. 2022 has so far shown to be the year of declining returns. The stock market is down over 30%, while the crypto market is down roughly 60 to 70%. The only person who can predict how far this will go is Dr. Michael Burry. As shown in the film The Big Short, Burry correctly foresaw the mortgage meltdown and financial crisis of 2008 and made enormous gains as a result. The 2008 crisis has been compared to the Great Depression, which gripped markets from 1929 to 1939, as the worst economic disaster since then. During the Great Recession of 2008, stock prices fell, housing market collapsed, and the highest number of bankruptcies in American history. It was the fourth largest investment bank in the USA at the time of Lehman Brothers' bankruptcy. Major indicators of an impending recession were present, but until the hurricane had already made landfall, we were unaware of their presence. Michael Burry is anticipating multiple crashes right now and claims that this time the severity of events may surpass the 2008 recession. Let's start by introducing this modern-day Nostradamus, Michael James Burry, an American physician and hedge fund investor who foresaw the Great Recession in early 2005. People now trust the man's predictions in the domains of investments and economics, where he has established a reputation and credibility. He recently asserted that the cryptocurrency markets, equities, and other assets are on the eve of a cataclysmic disaster. Burry resigned his position as a resident in pathology and neurology at Stanford Hospital in 1996 to start his own hedge fund. He was determined to have chosen companies so successfully that the Vanguard Group, an American registered investment advisor, White Mountain Insurance, and financial services holding firm, started following his investment choices. Burry announced the hedge fund Scion Capital in November 2000. At the end of 2004, he was understood to be in charge of managing $600 million. Serving his current clientele was his main priority. His attention was drawn to the subprime market in 2005. Burry made his prediction that the housing bubble would burst in early 2007 at precisely this moment. His examination of the loan practices in 2003 and 2004 made it simpler for him to draw these conclusions. He claimed that when the rising interest rates take effect, subprime mortgages as well as corresponding bonds will start losing their value. Burry shorted the housing market because of this information. Burry's analysis was accurate, and he made a profit of $800 million or 489.34%. The S&P 500, on the other hand, only produced poor returns. Burry's choice resulted in enormous gains for him and his investors, while everyone else was losing money. The biographical comedy film The Big Short, winner of the 2015 Academy Award, commemorates this. Since that time, Burry has reopened his hedge fund, Scion Asset Management, and established a reputation on social media, with his Twitter account being the most well-known for his audacious financial analysis and predictions that are frequently abruptly erased. Burry forecasted an eventual market meltdown in one of his tweets, predicting that stock prices and the values of other assets will plummet. Several of his deleted tweets came true, including those about the crypto crisis, meme crash, and the inflations of 2000, 2008, and 2022. After all of this, according to Burry, 2022 will be the year that a recession like the ones we saw in 2000 and 2008 begins. He has also stated that the impacts on the world will be worse than they were during the Great Recession. Burry can see things that others are unable to. It is true. However, it begs the question of what motivated him to draw this conclusion. Because it was difficult to keep track of daily stock values in 2008. Today, even the common person making a living can do it with ease. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about investing. Let's return to the video. Now that everyone can see what Burry can see, it is no longer a mystery as to why Burry predicts that 2022 and 2023 will be financially disastrous years. Early 2021, Burry warned his followers that markets were headed for the biggest market bubble for investors. He advised them to brace themselves for a historic catastrophe, which he dubbed the mother of all crashes, and advised them to prepare for it. The S&P index, often referred to as the benchmark of the US market, has fallen from 19% in September to 25% in October, and according to analysts, this number could even drop to 48%. Cryptocurrency was no different, with Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, suffering a 66% downward trend from its high in November of 2021, from $65,000 to below $19,000 by November of 2022. The Nasdaq, the second largest stock market just after the New York Stock Exchange, has suffered a hit of 27%. AMC Entertainment plunged by 75%, Bed Bath & Beyond by 60%, and GameStop by 40%. Popular meme stocks were also impacted. In one of many tweets sent under his well-known Cassandra BC at Michael Burry account, he claims that the similarities between the current market conditions and those of the mid-2000s indicate that another Great Recession is imminent. He added that we are currently in December 2007, right before the stock market began to decline significantly. Additionally, he tweeted about the uncontrollable increase in asset values for exchange-traded funds and index-traded funds. He compared the current situation to an overcrowded theater where there is only one way out, narrowing down the entrance, where you either step on people or they step on you. He said that there are several distinctions between now and 2000, including the fact that the latter year saw the gradual inflation of a passive investment bubble and that there is no other way out of the jam-packed cinemas than to trample one another. In addition to other central banks, he also singled out the Federal Reserve for raising interest rates to combat inflation, which is another unavoidable factor accelerating the coming recession. All of this, together with other events occurring across the world, such as ongoing curfews in China and the war in Russia and Ukraine, have driven up the value of the US dollar relative to other currencies to a new high. The Bank of England just destroyed the British pound as a result of a $65 billion buying binge. This was done because the UK's financial stability was in danger due to the US dollar's rising power. According to sources, the People's Bank of China is getting ready to acquire offshore yuan and sell US dollars to strengthen the Chinese yuan. These trends are warning signs that a Great Recession is about to happen again. In contrast to 2008, according to Burry, the warning signs are now more visible, and more individuals agree with him about the state of the economy. One such person is Greg Jensen, co-chief investor of Bridgewater Associates, who is cautioning people that a recession is on the horizon. He added that our greatest error is thinking that prices will go back to what they were in pre-COVID era. Burry claimed in a tweet from September 2022 that we have not yet reached the bottom. His subsequent tweets indicate that there will be more in the coming months. We already witnessed a collapse in the cryptocurrency market early this year in May and June of 2022, taking into account the fact that cryptocurrencies have first-hand experience with projected crashes. More harm is anticipated to be witnessed in the upcoming months after the market lost over $1 trillion. As was already mentioned, Bitcoin fell from $65,000 to $19,000, or about 66%. Other tokens, including Solana and Dogecoin, fared far worse, falling by over 90%. Not all bubble bursts are bad. Some are short-lived and only damage a small portion of the market, which then creates a situation where everyone is negatively impacted by the economy. When the bubble bursts, the item that investors may have spent thousands of dollars on may only be worth a few hundred. Because stock market values don't recover as quickly as other markets, particularly after recessions, this becomes challenging if investors want the money right away. Inflation raises the cost of food and other commodities for non-investors and regular consumers. Those that successfully land a job could be affected hard by unemployment and possibly see a fall in pay. Businesses will also be impacted by the entire situation, which will result in increasing prices for all of their goods and other utilities. Because raw materials and finished goods increase in price during a recession, many enterprises are forced to close. Hope you have learned something from this video. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Want to learn more and be more financially literate? Click on the next videos we have in our channel, showing on the screen right now.